Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another very special reaction and review. And this video is very special because I'm going to be checking out a brand new trailer that just came out a couple of days ago. And I had no idea that this was out, but my best friend sent me this link, and so I can't wait to check this out. This is the brand new DuckTales teaser trailer, and this is DuckTales First Look, DuckTales Disney XD. Got something on my screen. This is DuckTales First Look, DuckTales Disney XD on the Disney XD channel. And this came out March 2nd, and it says clearly right here, the series stars David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, as Scrooge McDuck. It doesn't say that in the description, but I added that. I ad-libbed. Okay, so, now, the good news, there seems to be a lot of positive reception for this. Clearly, so far, at present, this trailer has over 2 million views. It's got over 27,500 likes, just 4,200 and some dislikes. So it appears to be really good. Or a lot of people seem to be really liking it. And so first off, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you very much to my best friend for sending me this link. I really appreciate it. You are the best. So without further ado, let's check this out and see what this is. Again, I'm very excited for this because this is the all-new trailer. So let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, click. Disney original.
Destination
Duckburg.
McDuck Manor.
McDuck Manor? As in Scrooge McDuck? The bajillionaire? You're finally gonna sell us.
Make Scrooge McDuck.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, that
You
artwork.
really are, Uncle? How old are you? You used to be a big deal. Whatever happened to you?
Used to be a big deal. I'm Scrooge McDuck. I made my name being tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smarties.
Sure, you want to do it the easy way.
Oh my gosh, the nephews! What are your blood types? What's Donald really like? Who's the evil triplet?
Louie. We're just a normal, boring family.
Normal? Boring? Donald Duck is one of the most daring adventurers of all time!
What? Well, okay, if you go by the comics. Oh gosh.
I run a
Butt
multi-trillion
plug.
dollar business. I can handle a few juveniles for the weekend. Besides, we've got a pretty low-key day planned.
Oh wow. Quack! I mean, Launchpad. Whoa.
I'm back! Uncharted territory. Bold new discoveries!
You guys, our family is awesome.
Family truly is the greatest adventure of all. No, the ground.
Okay.
Consideration the theme to DuckTales.
Okay. Hey, you know, you could have finished playing the rest of that. Okay. Now, the first thing that I want to say is why does I still have the same? Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, some people have been complaining, I know, about the animation style. And this has similar animation to that of the brand new Mickey cartoons. I mean, it's very clearly exactly like that of. I mean, it's exactly similar to that of the brand new Mickey cartoons. So if you like the brand new Mickey cartoons, you'll like this show. And I love the new Mickey cartoons. Now, additionally, I also want to say that yes, the original DuckTales is still nostalgic. The original DuckTales is nostalgic, and it will always be. Regardless, this show, this new iteration, will never take away from the original DuckTales. The original DuckTales still exists, and it will continue to exist. It's nostalgic. It will always be. That's just like the older Disney cartoons. They still exist. Even with the brand new adaptations, brand new stories, brand new iterations, regardless, they're not taking away the original. They're not taking away the nostalgia or the awesomeness that was the original. They continue to exist. Just because this is out doesn't mean that we can't still watch the original show. Now, this is definitely a different departure from the original DuckTales, obviously. And this is a very different setup. This is a very different setup. Obviously, the voice acting is very different. There is less of a in the voices of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. There's less of that sound in their voices, and the writing for the characters is very unique in this. I would have to say this is probably along the lines of, like, with the characters' dialogue and their actions, their personality. I would say this is kind of along the lines of Gravity Falls and Star versus the Forces of Evil in terms of how the characters talk. Those lines right there. You're finally going to sell us. Okay, this is like I said, this is definitely a different departure from the original show. Already, there's a difference in how the characters act. But you know what? Again, I am not against it. I'm not against it. I'm open-minded to this. And I really want to give the show a try. I'm already excited for it. Again, I find comfort in knowing that regardless, the original DuckTales, regardless of whether this is good or it bombs, the original DuckTales is still the original DuckTales. It's still great. It's still wonderful. It's still nostalgic. It will still continue to exist. This is not taken away from that. This is a brand new iteration, a brand new adaptation. And I'm open-minded for this. And I'm going to give this a try. And I can already tell, I'm going to like it. I'm going to like it. This is different. It's not telling exactly the same, it's not exactly telling the same story. And if it is in some way, it's a different version. It's a different version. And I gotta say, one little background thing that I can notice in this particular screenshot, the duck on the mailbox. Obviously, that's Donald's house. And Huey, Dewey, and Louie are also different. In the original show, they wore similar outfits to what Huey is wearing. They all wore the same shirt and the same hat, just different color. Here, every single character is wearing something different. Huey, a t-shirt, hat. Dewey, a blue. I don't know what those shirts are called. It's like a t-shirt, but it has longer sleeves underneath. And Louie is wearing a hoodie. Scrooge's outfit. Now, something else that I'm also curious about that it hasn't told in this particular trailer. In the original series, Donald left Huey and Louie with Scrooge because he was going to be on board a naval carrier, on board an aircraft carrier, because Donald was in the Navy. Here it doesn't exactly say that. It doesn't exactly say that, so I'm not really sure how that's actually going to play out. I'm not really sure how that's going to be. It might be a similar setup, but another thing that I have to notice is the pictures in the background over top of the pictures in the background over top of the fireplace at McDuck Manor. That old picture of Scrooge McDuck. I remember seeing that picture. I remember seeing that picture. I got this. Let me see. I saw that picture. Aha! Aha! I found it. I found it. It was a foreign comic. It was a Brazilian comic that came out in 2003. It might have been a reprint, but it was Carl Barks' original work. They put Carl Barks' original work in this. This is it right here. Let me confirm that I can actually see this. But this is it right here. That picture over top of the fireplace. That's it. Right there. That's it. That's the one over top of the fireplace. And there's other. You can see the picture of the old castle. I think it was from Glasgow in Scotland. And I think it was from Glasgow in Scotland. And so, yeah, and there's dimensions. It's funny that they ask how old Scrooge McDuck is. It was interesting. I think Carl Barks made a mention that his original intention was that Scrooge was supposed to have died at the age of 83, but he found the Fountain of Youth, and that like made him almost like forever young. And but Scrooge is one of those characters. He is a cartoon character, just like with the rest of the Disney characters, Looney Tunes, etc. They don't age. There is no specific age. Everybody has their own interpretations of the character's age, and I can already tell. I can already say, David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck. Thank you, Disney, for hiring David Tennant. Thank you. David Tennant, it's so cool because because Mr. Tennant is able to actually be himself here. He doesn't have to change his accent into a different. He doesn't have to try to change his accent. This is his natural. This is a natural realm for him. This is a natural element for him. He is naturally Scottish, and so he's able to play Scrooge McDuck, who is also Scottish. And he does a great job. He does such a fantastic job voicing him. I can already say, yes, I love it. Mr. Tennant, thank you. I can tell you're already doing a fantastic job as Scrooge. Pardon me. You're already doing a wonderful job as Scrooge. And that, I mean, you can hear it. You can hear. I can hear his voice. I can see David Tennant in the booth voicing him. I can hear him doing the voiceover, and it's amazing. It fits so incredibly well. It fits so well. Tougher than the toughies, smarter than the smarties. Again, an iconic line. An iconic line. They brought it back. I just now noticed something. Webby, oh my gosh, she's completely different than what she was in the original series. I think she was maybe supposed to be the youngest of the group in the series, in the original series, but here she's more mature and she's more zany, and I like it. And I just noticed this particular scene where Webby is talking to Hugh and Louie. You notice a doll up on the corner of the room over top of a picture of a boat that has an arrow through the chest. That looks like Webby's original design. So that's Webby's original design from the series. That's a good little homage to it. That's a good little homage to it. That where she says Donald Duck is the most daring adventurer. Again, that depends. Like, there's plenty of comics you can look through, and Donald has been on some really crazy adventures. With Scrooge, with Mickey, with Gyro Gear Loose. Yeah, he's had, and some other characters too. He's definitely had some pretty zany adventures. Of course, most of these I'm referring to the comics. Of course, I consider the comics canon. But, yeah, he has had some really crazy things happen to him. Daring adventure, I guess that could be left up to debate. But I also think it's interesting, like, whenever they show Donald's outfit there. Donald's outfit, whenever they show that, Donald's outfit that they show, it's so cool. The outfit that they show Donald wearing in this right here flashback is just like this is a very hard nostalgia trip here. It's just like his outfit, very similar too. Maybe a couple of color changes, but did he have a red tie? Oh my gosh, did he have a red tie? He didn't have a red tie. No, he didn't have a red tie in this. Oh dang, I didn't mean to skip ahead. He didn't have a red tie. But Donald's outfit, it's like the outfit that he wore in the other comics. Just like here. Again, Don Rosa's work. Don Rosa's work. And yes, I am a big Disney comic fan, but again, right here, Donald's outfit. Here. It's basically the same outfit, albeit a different color, and it doesn't have the red bow. But they didn't give him the blue outfit. They didn't give him the blue outfit. This was like before. So, oh my gosh, this is already paying some homages to Carl Barks and Don Rosa's work. That's just incredible, man. That's incredible. This is going the same route of the other Disney cartoons. You remember Tokyo Go, the Mickey cartoon. At the end of it, whenever Mickey was riding that train, it had that picture of Walt Disney there, and then that cartoon where Mickey wanted to go to the beach and his car wouldn't let him. After Mickey gets hit, he looks up and says, "Is that you, Walt?" The nostalgia, the references to Disney's past, it was heart-wrenching, but at the same time, it was so bloody wonderful. It was so freaking wonderful. And it was heartwarming. And this is doing that. This is making references to the past, and that's just so cool. That's just so cool that they're doing that way. And again, I love David Tennant as Scrooge. I love David Tennant as Scrooge. He does such an incredible job. I mean, now, no, he isn't Alan Young, but again, with the thing with cartoon characters, the characters never get old. The characters never age. It's not like these live-action actors who you can see them age as time goes on, and then eventually they just stop doing a role. Cartoon characters continue to exist, and of course, the voice actors won't stay alive forever. I mean, they will eventually pass on, and someone will have to that torch will have to be passed. And I can honestly say, I don't know of anyone any better than David Tennant to voice Scrooge. And it is really an honor to have David Tennant behind the voice of Scrooge now. And it's so great. It's so wonderful. And I know his kids watched him as Doctor Who, and I think I'm really curious, like, how they're going to feel now that their father is voicing the Scrooge McDuck. And I'm like, this is mind-blowing. There's so many things here, and like I said, David Tennant as Scrooge, I know he's going to do a fantastic job. He's already doing a fantastic job. And it sounds similar to Alan's original way of doing Scrooge. And of course, the thing is, you know, those voice actors, they will always be dear. They will always be dear to us. And right now, Brett Alwyn is voicing Mickey, and I grew up hearing. I grew up hearing Wayne Alwyn voicing Mickey, and whenever I found out he passed away, it was emotional for me. It really hit me hard. But I mean, Brett does a great job of voicing Mickey, and the guy that voices Mickey in the other Mickey cartoons also does a wonderful job. Yes, they might sound different, but we shouldn't expect them to sound exactly the same. I mean, we shouldn't expect them to sound exactly the same. But the original material that they did is still there. It still exists. And they shouldn't stop doing these characters, any character, because a voice actor passes away, because the character should continue to live on, continue to exist for every single generation. And I'm really happy that David Tennant, because like I said, I have to admit, I really like David Tennant's Scottish accent. Whenever I was watching the videos of him in interviews and things like that, it was really cool, like his Scottish accent. And So to hear him being able to play Scrooge and be able to have his natural Scottish accent, it's really incredible. And I think he's right at home here, especially considering the heritage, like like Glasgow, Scotland, and like there's that heritage there. There is that connection, and I can honestly say that there's that connection, and I think that's really going to help as well. And in terms of the modern set times, of course, the original DuckTales was set around the same time period, possibly, that it came out, and maybe around the 90s, maybe around the late 80s or something. And so the technology that was around then was basically what was shown in the show. And we see Scrooge, what appears to be on some sort of cell phone, possibly, or some sort of walkie-talkie, or maybe like an older style flip phone, possibly. So I'm not really sure in terms of what they're doing with this, if it's still going to be set back in the older time period. But is this a complete remake, or like a brand new telling of, like, is this a remake in the standard version, in the standard way? I don't know if you could say that. It's definitely a brand new telling, but it's not shirking the original series. It's not insulting the original series. And like I said, I do like the animation. I mean, I do like the animation. It's different, yeah, than the original series, but like I said, it's similar to that of the other Mickey cartoons. And if you enjoyed the other Mickey cartoons, the Mickey shorts, and really like that animation, then you'll like it here too. And this is really unique. Like I said, the character personalities are different. Scrooge's is very similar to that of his original personality. Huey and Louie are different than what they were. But it's interesting because Huey, Dewey, and Louie, like I said, we also see Launchpad McQuack come back. And I'm really curious as to, there's going to be the reoccurring characters that's going to come back. The Beagle Boys, Magica, the Beagle Boys, Gyro Gearloose, Magica Dispel. I'm really curious as to who is going to voice them and how they're going to bring them back. But yes, I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to this series. It didn't say when it was going to premiere either. But again, I am looking forward to the series. And there's, like I said, like I just showed you, there are references to Carl Barks, to Don Rosa's work. There are references, even little inside gags to the original DuckTales, such as that little doll of Webby with her original design and costume, even the pink bow. This is not insulting to me like, this is not insulting the original series. If anything, this is paying homage to it. And this is paying homage to it. And it definitely has the same sense of action. The sense of humor is different as well. Like, it's different than the original DuckTales, but I do like the sense of humor in it. It seems bold, and the characters' personalities and their dialogue really seems interesting. It seems rather blunt and bold, and, well, especially with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It seems very observant of the things that's going on around them, if not self-aware. I mean, I don't know, well, maybe not self-aware of it being a show, but yeah, it definitely seems like, with the humor and the dialogue, it definitely seems up there with Gravity Falls and well, more so Gravity Falls. And Gravity Falls is a really popular show. But Scrooge's outfit is very similar to that of his original costume. And we see Gyro, like I said, we see Launchpad come back, and I'm really curious as to what's going to happen here. And this looks really good, and I'm very interested to see what other characters are going to come back, such as Goldie, Scrooge's love interest from his Klondike days. And I'm really curious as to what's going to happen here. And again, the humor is good, it's witty, it's bold, I like it. The animation is different, but then again, considering the design changes for the characters and the change for the characters' dialogue, I think it fits. I think it really fits. And I can really appreciate the animation change too, because it more blends in and more fits with the changes that has been made. And with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, to be completely honest, Huey, Dewey, and Louie doesn't really have a set personality. With some of the other Disney characters, such as Donald, Scrooge, and such, you have specific characters that have more screen time, and so they've more displayed a set personality. The most iconic personality for Huey, Dewey, and Louie would no doubt be that of DuckTales. We have seen other adaptations or other iterations of their personalities before, such as House and Mouse. Of course, there is the older Donald cartoons where Donald has to babysit his nephews, and they give him heck. There's also one Mickey cartoon where Huey, Dewey, and Louie play sick in order to trick Mickey, and he makes them think. I think if I remember correctly, he made them all think that they were going to croak, and so there is a difference in their personality in things. Sometimes they can seem selfish, and other times they can seem really intelligent. And of course, then there was Quack Pack. We also remember that too. But like I said, I like this. I do. And again, I already know it's receiving some negativity, mostly because of two things. Number one, most people, whenever they hear the term reboot, they immediately shake their head or groan or both. And so most reboots have done a very bad job of bringing back something into a brand new style. Other things have done a terrible job. The Smurfs movie, or both, the Garfield movies, the Scooby-Doo live-action deal. We all remember those, and we all remember how poorly that they were received, or fairly received in terms of the animation, in terms of the characters' personalities. They did a very bad job, and there was plenty of things that didn't make sense. This, however, the good thing is that this is all animated. And like I said, the original DuckTales is still the original DuckTales, and so that'll never go away. Regardless of whether you like this show or you don't like it, or regardless of whether you love it or you plain hate it. Regardless, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Nobody is forcing you. Nobody is holding your head to the screen making you watch it. So if you don't like it, turn your head. Simple. Nobody's making you watch it. And like I said, I still love the original DuckTales, and it's still nostalgic. And for me, I'm open-minded, and I want to check the series out. I want to see where the series goes, because I know there's new adventures ahead in this series, and I want to see what happens. Because I don't want to miss on the awesome adventures that these characters are going to have. Plus, David Tennant is in this, and I'm not missing that either. And so I'm really interested to see what happens here. And like I said, the animation, I do like the animation. I like it. It's like the other Mickey shorts. I love the animation for that. And so I really like it. And like I said, the character personalities are interesting. And again, I'm not against them changing the characters' personalities for this, because if the characters honestly seem more like they were from the original series, then it would seem more like a sort of copy and paste style with just a different animation. And so I'm glad that they did change up the characters' personalities to more fit this particular show. And I think it gives them more of a modernized vibe to it. And so I do like that. Plus, Scrooge definitely still seems to be in the character for him. Donald as well, like the bored expression of him driving Huey, Dewey, Louie to his uncle. Yeah, we've seen that kind of before, so that's nothing new. And again, the references, I gotta say, the references to Carl Barks and Don Rosa's work is just mind-blowing and heartwarming. It's incredibly charming. It's a very interesting concept, and I love those little references to the character's past. They're paying a good homage, a deep homage to where the character originated, and I'm really glad that they're doing that. I'm really, really glad that they're doing that. And like I said, I know we'll be in store for brand new adventures. And this is kind of like the old. I think it's interesting here because another thing is the way that everything is dusty. Like, this old manor has obviously been setting for a while, There's papers, newspaper clippings, and everything just scattered about. And obviously Scrooge hasn't been on any adventures for a long time. And it makes me think about this here in this right here, in this. It makes me think about in this right here, whenever Huey, Dewey, and Louie went to visit Scrooge, and Donald went to visit Scrooge. Let's see, when did they visit him? Yeah, it was in this particular Christmas comic. It was in this particular Christmas comic. They went to his manor. And they went to visit him. And in this particular comic, the money bin was closed. The money bin was closed, and obviously Scrooge hadn't been. Scrooge, of course, like the reference, used to be a big deal. Referencing all the things he had done in this, the empire that he had built up, all the adventures that he had went on, documented throughout all of the comics. And then they went to visit him on Christmas, and it had been a long time before they had actually visited him. And they actually had one more adventure with them in the money bin. And they ran into the Beagle Boys, of all people. And Scrooge he felt young again. He felt young again being able to do that. So, yeah, this was The Richest Duck in the World, 1947. That's whenever it was set. And so, again, this does pay homage to the comics. And as a comic collector, and as a Disney comic enthusiast, it's mind-blowing and a real honor and a treasure to see those references to this comic heritage. So many years worth of heritage, and so many comics, and it shows reference to that. It pays homage to that, and it's wonderful that they did that. It's really wonderful that they did that. And so, again, I really like it. I like the characters. I like Huey and Louie's personalities here, the bluntness that they have, and the witty humor that they have. I like that. I like Webby's design style. Again, it fits her. I like the maturity that they gave her, and how the zany personality that she has. I like that. I do. And I like little gag references and such, like the doll to the old version. And then again, I really love the series. I mean, I really love this. I love how this looks. It really looks cool. It really does look cool. And I'm very excited to check this out. I'm really excited to check the series out whenever it does premiere. And this is going to be completely awesome, I know. And I'm really hoping that it is. And again, major props to Disney. Major props to Disney for getting David Tennant to voice Scrooge. Major props to Mr. Tennant for voicing Scrooge. It was such an incredible job. Also, major props to Disney for the research for the heritage regarding the Disney comics, regarding Carl Barks and Don Rosa. And so again, this looks really wonderful. It really does look cool. And this really does look good. And I'm very excited for it. I'm really excited to see what this looks like. And so again, I want to say thank you again to my best friend for sending me the link to this. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll also want to, again, thank you to everybody that is open-minded about this series, who wants to give it a try. And like I said, there's still the original series. We can still watch anytime. But I do want to see the series. I do want to see what happens. And I'm also interested to hear David Tennant as Scrooge. So again, thank you guys again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you for joining me. And I will see you guys hopefully in the next video that I do. Take care. One more additional thing that I have to say. For all Nostalgia Critic fans out there, DuckTales. Woo! Sorry. Bye-bye.